so much for spending the time to speak to us today. You're doing a brilliant job with FoxyBae, and we'd love to find out more about when you started and what kind of products you sell.
So we actually got started, I would say it was the very end of 2016. And so we kind of had one product that we started with, which was a hair straightening brush. Since then, we have expanded the SKUs to include wands, blow dryers, blow dryer brushes, all kinds of like hair care stuff. So that ranges from like heat protectants to masks to leave-in conditioners. So yeah, it's been quite the journey. I want to say we have more than like 20 SKUs right now. So everything is under our own brand. So all of our formulas that are like liquid and hairstyling products, those are all custom formulated for us. Yeah. You know, before we started FoxyBae, we had kind of done some marketing and influencer work. So we were working heavily with larger influencers, less so on an affiliate commission-based structure. Okay. And so, you know, I've been working in the beauty industry now like 5 years. So obviously we've seen like how the influencers at, you know, around 2015, they were making a lot of money. They were doing really great ROI, but slowly, you know, I think the faith that consumers have in influencers kind of started dwindling because of like these huge like numbers of followings that they had. And so they lost a lot of their like authenticity, and they lost a lot of the trust that people had in them. And so we started seeing that reflected in the amount of sales. So before we might see like a 3-to-1 ROI, 2-to-1 ROI on like whatever we would spend on influencers. And we slowly started seeing that number kind of go down. So we started looking into, you know, what else can we do? Who are people trusting? Like, what are the trends? And so obviously we saw that there was like, the industry kind of started to shift more in the direction of like smaller micro influencers. And there was still a lot of trust there because they were still perceived to be very genuine. And I think there was a lot of trust there from consumers, especially in the beauty industry. And so, so we started the program over a year and a half ago, like right at the end of like 2018. And we hired, we brought on some girls to kind of assist us with it. And yeah, so we started doing that, and we basically have seen a huge success by using these affiliates. And yeah, it's been a wild ride for sure. I believe we have over 350 affiliates at the moment. So basically, you know, when we started the program, we really wanted girls that were on brand for us, girls that would be really excited about the product. And then we wanted also girls that might have some experience with similar products. So I basically instructed the girls to find affiliates that had really good engagement, that were really excited, that had, you know, a little bit of a following. The following was less important to me. What was most important to me was how people were interacting with them. And so I think the girls, you know, I have to give so much credit to my team because they really do a great job of like discerning like what girls are going to be really solid for the brand. And you know, obviously they have to be discerning because a huge part of the program and why it's been so successful is that the girls really dedicate a lot of time to their affiliates to answer their questions, to be available to them, to provide them with a lot of education. And so, you know, they have to think about, okay, I'm allocating my time to these girls. So I want girls that are really excited and, you know, really motivated to work with us. So basically we started with one person, and then obviously like the program kind of like grew. And so we hired another person, and we recently just brought on a third person to assist with that. So, you know, I do foresee the program kind of growing and growing. Obviously, you know, 350 affiliates, a lot of them are active, but not every single one requires that much attention. Some of them are very, you know, they're very independent. They're very, you know, autonomous. They can do many things on their own. A lot of them, you know, they do require a lot more hand-holding. They require a lot more communication, and you have to be there for them. So it is a big job. The program is very, very busy. The girls are very, very busy, and I do foresee it growing and growing for sure. I think it kind of goes two ways because, you know, the girls that are working with us through an affiliate basis, you know, the more content they create and the more stuff that they do, the more money they make. So they're more motivated. The other girls, you know, they get a one-time fee and they're not as motivated to continue like working with us. And so, with affiliates, yes, it's that they're more motivated and there is like the huge trust factor, but it's also the way that we can manipulate that content. And so with affiliates, if we have them doing live videos on Facebook, for example, or posting things to Facebook and then through Instagram, and they have business accounts connected, then we can take that content and we can put money behind it. We can put dollars behind it to promote it. And get it into the hands of more people in the same way that you would with influencer marketing, except we have control over it because we know exactly how we allocate the money on the back end through Facebook business. And so I think it's, yes, one, that we have a lot of trust with them, but it's also that we have a lot more control with these affiliates in the way that we are able to use that content as ads. I think, we were very lost, and we were like all right, let's like test things out. Let's see how things go. But it took us a while to kind of really figure it out. And I think ShoutOut was definitely a huge part of that, because initially when we started, we had started with a different platform, and the platform was far less user-friendly. It was really not, it was really glitchy, and it wouldn't help us like really track affiliate sales. And that was affecting our relationship with these affiliates, because if they're saying to us like, oh, I made X amount of sales, and I know because my followers tell me that they made these purchases, but they're not being reflected, it creates work for us to have to go back in and look at the sales. It kind of like damages the relationship with the influencer, because they feel like they're being treated unfairly because they're not being credited these sales. And so we had like a host of problems with that platform. And, we had initially probably signed up like something between like 50 to 100 affiliates on it. And we were just like, my boss was just like, pull the plug, like, let's just move them all over to ShoutOut. And so at first it was like very daunting for me. It really makes everyone's job easier. And it helps 100% with like maintaining and keeping the relationship really happy with the affiliates. Absolutely. Yeah, I would definitely recommend it. I think, every online store is different. Our demographic is not going to be the same as another brand, but I think it's just really, doing the time and research into figuring out, how you're spending your dollars. And definitely, if you have the opportunity to do it, I would 100% suggest it for sure. It's been really a key part of our marketing program. Yes, I definitely would recommend it. And I have tried other platforms, and by far it's the most user-friendly. It's the easiest. And then we always get like a ton of support from, if we have any issues and we reach out, it's really, really solid. So yeah, I would 100% recommend it to anyone.